Data security has always been the most important thing in our company, where we look at it, and as well as the data privacy, right? So number one, we actually respect, because we are operating in more than 90 countries in the world. So we have to compliance with the local rules and regulations. So from our perspective, we're in compliance with HIPAA in the United States and the GDPR in Europe, and also the rules and regulations in China, right? So, and also from our company's perspective on data storage, we actually choose to locally store all the data. So all this, the pandemic and everything definitely had a push to the consumers on owning their data, being more conscious on their data privacy and the data security. So that's also the important thing which we as a company put as a very high in our agenda as well.
Can I bring up the geopolitics here around data security? Because we had the first layer around Trump sanctions targeted toward Chinese companies, and then we've had Chinese regulators take aim at domestic Chinese technology players with stricter regulations. It feels as though the latest thing now could be around Russia, because there were concerns about a tie between Russia and Chinese on payment systems if these sanctions were enacted around SWIFT.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Do you think we are looking at this splinternet mentality where Russia and China gets closer on data security?
I think it's very difficult to say, because at this moment we don't see that happening. As I just said, I mean, the world is actually pretty much divided into United States, Europe, and China, and then the rest of the world, right? So, and actually GDPR is one of the most strict definition on data privacy in the world, as we see and we compare different places. So, and we have actually taken actions in looking at local storage and in compliance with different rules and regulations where we operate. We think this is actually the right way to do for now. And if in the future there's going to be any development on that, we'll definitely closely monitor that.
Can I ask you a little bit more about the semiconductor shortage that we've witnessed right across the industry? I know a lot of companies were starting to personalize their chips. You've gone down that pathway in terms of also personalizing but selling to rivals.
Yeah.
Is this the beginning of a much larger venture into the chip market?
Yeah, I think vertical integration has always been one of the most important strategies in our company, right? Because we believe that by looking into R&D and investing into the upstream part of the semiconductors is actually the way to go, similar to Apple, right? Apple is using the M1 chips and all the other chips that they have developed themselves, right? So this is also the path we're actually taking as we speak, because otherwise you can never be a big player in this industry. And then to be frank, we have been in different quarters ranked among the top 3 or 4 players in the smartwatch industry, right? So I think this is the right path to go, and then more and more companies will take on this path in the future, to be honest.
And can I ask you a little bit more about connected health? What comes next? I mean, we've seen smart watches around for quite a while. They're all players from the top end to the low end across the board. What is the next thing that is going to convince consumers that they need to be connected when it comes to their health?
I think the pandemic definitely helped on this transformation into digital health, and consumers are paying more attention into their health and well-being, right? And then you can also see that the technology kind of evolves in a way that now you can measure your blood pressure using the smartwatch, and then there's also rumors on the next generation watch is going to measure the blood sugar level, right? So in this case, you're actually going to be able to monitor the heart disease, the heart health, as well as diabetes and the lung health per se, right? So these are the areas which you will see a lot of advancement by using the wearables, be it a patch, be it a watch, be it a glass or whatever, to measure all the vitals, and then to give consumers a kind of cheaper access on having control on their well-being. So I think that's one of the directions where the industry is heading to.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.